All right, folks, welcome back to the channel. We are back in the garage. Again, don't bash me on my garage, man. It's a mess, I know. But what we did is we took everything out of the box, all of the paper. The only two things we didn't take out of the box are the intercooler and the Procharger itself. We got it all laid out here on the table. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a quick inventory. I'm just gonna go over the bags because there's a lot of pieces in each one of these bags. I don't want to go over that. That'll probably take me a couple hours. But what we're gonna do is walk through the big bags, make sure we have all that stuff, and we'll go through some of the additional stuff that a couple things you have to get and a couple things you don't have to get but are nice to have and will make your life easier when you do the install. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, folks, you saw it on the thumbnail, heard it on the intro. Here we go with the inventory of the bags. Again, I'm not going to go into each individual bag because there's too many pieces in each one of these bags. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll make sure I have everything. Pretty sure this is pretty well packaged, so I'm pretty sure each individual bag has everything in it. But let's get started. So I'm going to try and hold this with one hand and read with the other hand. So first thing we need to look for is the shaker assembly. AIDG1A36, that's right here. So this is the coolant tank that's going to replace your coolant tank. All right, next thing is 3-pack of oil, which is really nice because they want you to change your oil after 500 miles. So you really can't romp it until you get those 500 miles. So we got the 3 oils there, and then we got the one there as well. So you get 4 bottles of oil, so you can obviously change the oil in the future. They also give you an extra dipstick gasket for the Procharger, not for your car, for the Procharger, so you can check that oil, make sure everything's good to go. All right, we'll move on down. We're looking at the radiator cap. That's the cap that goes on the Plenum that we just saw. Go down some shipping stuff, just the foam pieces and stuff that everything came in. You got your sticker, your owner's manual, your inventory sheet. Now we get into the big stuff. So 6.4 Challenger cooling system bag. All right. So the reason why I wound up getting the 6.4, some of this stuff is 6.4, some of this stuff is 5.7. The reason for that is I have the 6.4 intake manifold, which if you guys know, they are completely different from the 5.7. So the 5.7 comes straight into the intake manifold, where the 6.4 comes in at an angle, probably about 45-degree angle. So make sure if you're ordering a Procharger and you have the 6.4 intake manifold, make sure they know that, because there's a lot of different parts to the 6.4 when you talk about the intake manifold. All right, so that's key. So 6.4 Challenging cooling system bag, we got that bad boy right there. Going down the list, here's something nice that I don't think they used to include, but now they do. Is they have a drain line system, right? So before, it was a pain in the rear end to drain the oil out of these things. From what I've heard, I haven't had one before, but this is going to make draining the oil out of the supercharger that much easier. Because I think you almost had to take the supercharger off to drain the oil out of it the old way. But drain line and instructions how to use it. The next piece is a pretty important piece. This is the crank pin assembly stuff. So we've got that bag right here. It's go on to the next page. And there are several pages to this. So the next piece is the Chrysler cooling system bag. So it's right here. It's got a couple screws and spacers and stuff in it. So that's for the cooling system. Okay. Then we got the Procharger itself. So we know we got that bad boy because y'all seen it on the unboxing. There she is. The 1DX, folks. And the reason why I upgraded to the 1DX is looking to the future. So eventually, I've said it a couple times in some other videos, we're gonna forge the internals, and then we're gonna begin to crank up the boost. But that's gonna be a little while, because y'all know the deal. Prochargers aren't cheap. They are cheap compared to other avenues of getting boost, but they're not cheap. So let's move on. Now we're talking about the 2015 Challenger main bracket bag. All right, that's right here. That's all of this stuff right here. So we got that bag. So 6.4 charge inlet bag. Again, I got some 6.4 parts because I got the 6.4 intake. All right, so there's that bag right there. Charge inlet bag. Then we got the air filter. The air filter is right here in this box. I did open it up. I'm gonna set y'all down for a sec. So we do have the air filter. Pretty big air filter. I was surprised exactly how big it really is. So we got the air filter. All right, we got the surge tube assembly, which is right here for put your surge valve on there. All right, now we're looking at the Chrysler Surge Bag, which comes with the everything in it. Everything you need, boy. And I'm telling you, there's, like I said, there's many pieces into each one of these bags. Like I said, I'm going to go into each bag and make sure I have everything, but I'm just not going to do that now because it would take entirely too long. All right, so now we have the 2015 Challenger 5.7 high output with race intercooler bag. All right, so there we go. Whole bag full of stuff to get the intercooler put on. All right, so then we got the box. They list all the packing material, the paper, the foam, all of that stuff. So that's listed in here too. All right, so we got two 90-degree tubes. The 022 right here and right here. We got both of those. Next is the intercooler. Yep, we all saw this too on the last video. Boom! That big race intercooler. Whoo-wee, get them cool air intake temps. All right, we're gonna go into, all right, the oh, where'd it go? Oh, the map sensor. Map sensor bag is right here, and we're gonna talk about the map sensor here in a minute. But what they provide is the SRT4 2-bar map sensor. Jay recommends, and well, actually tells you to go get the 3-bar map sensor. So I went out and got that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get down the rest of this list. So now you got the air plenum. All right, that's right here. Again, so you'll see it says the 6.4 liter air plenum. That's because I got the 6.4 intake manifold. All right, that's one of those things. We got the silicone hose, 45-degree, right here. We also got the 360 6-rib pulley, which is already installed on the Procharger. So it's right there. Alrighty. And then you gotta have that belt. The belt that runs everything. And it's the 6-rib belt. All right. One thing I've been told by a few folks is, this is going to be after the fact, but I'm going to go ahead and get me a couple other 6-rib belts, just in case. You never know when you're going to break a belt, so it's always good to have a couple on hand. All right, so let's get into a couple more things that's not on the Procharger list that you're going to need to have, that you absolutely have to have. All right, you need 2 gallons of coolant. This happens to be the concentrate version, so I got to go get me a gallon of distilled water, which will give you 2 gallons. So you're going to need about 2 gallons to refill the coolant, because you're going to have to drain the coolant and move the tank. All right. The next thing that you have to have for sure is new injectors, right? So Jay, he wanted me to go with the Fuel Injector Clinic 650 injectors. We're gonna go with them for now. Obviously down the road we're probably gonna wind up upgrading those to something a little more that can handle a little more power, but for right now the 650 ones will do. So those are the 2 things that you absolutely have to have. Actually, there's one more thing, and man, this guy is right on time, I'm telling you, because here comes the 3rd thing that you absolutely have to have. All right, we're just gonna walk up here and grab this bad boy. Good, man, how are you? All righty, thanks a lot, man, I appreciate it. All right, you too. All right, folks, so along with the coolant and the injectors, now there is some debate. Some people say you don't have to have it, some people say you do have to have it, and that's an upgraded fuel pump. So what I didn't do is get the Procharger fuel pump when I ordered this, but I did go ahead and order the Procharger fuel pump. Golly, fasthemis.com is where I got it from. So give me 1 sec, I'm gonna open up this and we'll show you the pump. All right, folks, we're back. And again, this was actually ordered through Procharger through fasthemis.com. We got the fuel pump bag, right? Should have probably got it a little bit cheaper if I'd have ordered it from when I got the Procharger, but hey, probably gonna need it. And to be honest, eventually I'm gonna need it anyway when I do upgrade. So get yourself a fuel pump. All right, now a couple, sorry, there's a 4th thing that you're gonna need if you go through Jay for your tuning. He's gonna want you to get the 3-bar map sensor from Mopar. So they're only like 40 bucks. So it's not a huge expense, but he does want you to use the 3-bar map sensor. So if you're not using Jay, talk to your tuner, find out, you know, if the 2-bar is good enough for them to tune your vehicle. But make sure they understand which ones come with the system. So another thing is this one's really debatable too. A lot of people debate this, is new spark plugs. So I went ahead and got new spark plugs. I got the NGK 6510s. So they're iridium spark plugs. They're 1 step colder than stock plugs. Arguably, if you already have plugs that are 1 step colder than the stock plugs, you don't have to get new ones. Me, I just wanted everything, start everything fresh, clean, and new. And so you got to make sure you gap those to, I believe it's 2800s to 30. So make sure, because they're all different. I've seen a couple different videos where they range largely from where they're gapped. So you want to make sure you gap all your spark plugs properly. Okay? All right, on to stuff that you really don't need, but it'll make your life easier. Right? So we got a Vibrant. This is a vacuum to help with the vacuum. So all I got to do is hook up into here to hook up my boost gauge, which I'm going to get to in a second. So this makes it a lot easier to do. So the next thing you're going to need, that you don't have to have, but it's a good thing to have, is a boost gauge, right? Because you want to keep your eye on that boost. especially, you know, if you got the 6.4. You definitely don't want to go over that 7 to 8 pounds of boost, really on a 6.4 too. So you want to keep an eye. That's one way to keep an eye on your boost. Another thing is nice to have that I didn't get is a fuel pressure gauge. So fuel pressure, we all know it, is a big deal. You lose full fuel pressure, your car runs lean, pow, done, dust, you're over with. So I didn't get a fuel pressure gauge. You know, I may think about it in the future, but I just didn't get one this time. And the last thing is I got a 2 gauge pod for the A-pillar. Right now, if you watch my other videos, I got the 1 gauge right now for the air fuel. So I got me a two pod gauge to hold both the boost and the air fuel ratio. All right, folks, that's the inventory, the few things outside of the inventory that you're gonna need, and some niceties to have. But hey, it's all up to you and what you want to get, right, and what you can afford. But that's gonna do it for this one, folks. If you're stopping in for the first time, check out everything else that's going on with the channel. You like what's happening with the channel, hook me up with those 4 things: like, subscribe, hit that bell, and throw me a comment. All right, folks, that's it. Until next time, adios.